Water is wet, fire is hot, and self-publishing is hard. It's so hard. Especially now with the economy. I don't think I realized going into this that it's going to be at least $1,000 for an editor and a good cover. I haven't even priced formatters yet. I think I'm going to try to learn to do it myself to save the extra money. Self-publishers also have to promote their own content. We have to have a whole social media platform, and that in itself is like a second job. I totally see why people pay PAs to do this. Even with traditional publishing, they want you to have a platform. They want you to have a large audience. All this being said, I still am really grateful that we're living in a time where self-publishing is more accessible, and when a self-published book can like get out there into the world easier. I'm also grateful for like the dark romance community, because they read a lot of self-published books. They give a lot of debut authors chances. They're very passionate about it. Like, I'm totally grateful for that. Not to like shit on publishers, but it's almost like a corporate, like self-publishing is supporting small business as opposed to a corporation. And publishers act like they care about diversity, but it just feels a little disingenuous to me, because like they never did before it was trendy, and now like if you're not diverse, you get canceled, you get called out. I just feel like they're doing it for clout. I'm sure there's lots of people who work in the big publishing industry. I can't talk. I talk about as good as I write. Hopefully I write a little better. In the big publishing industry that are like good people. I'm not talking crap about individual human beings. I'm just talking about the industry itself. Writing is my coping mechanism. It's like my comfort item, my security blanket. I disassociate through writing to comfort myself. And now all this writing stuff is like a form of stress. And like, how do I disassociate now? Yeah. I don't know. It's hard. And plus, like, I have to be totally cool with people who know me in real life, like knowing my author persona. I don't want my author persona to be separate from like who I really am, which is another thing. Like, a lot of people's author persona is separate from who they are. I'm a real bitch, though. I keep it real for you. So, but you know, my content, right? The content I write has a lot to do with like death and murder and sex. So like, I'm just gonna have to be cool with that. I have like one friend, I only have one friend to talk to, and she's really supportive. It's been hard for me lately. I have been busy. I've been working in a critique group, which is really helpful. Learning from more seasoned authors, and also helping newbie baby authors get their first book out there. I'm glad I did that. I wish I did that years ago. Maybe I could have put my book out into the world earlier. And then of course there's this overwhelming doubt that like nobody's gonna buy my book, and if they do, they're gonna leave me bad reviews. They're not gonna like it. They're gonna think it's too complicated, too weird, too many things at once. And of course, I'm sure like any author, especially a new author, would feel this way. And I've always said, like, I don't do this, I'm not doing this for money. I'm not doing it to be famous or to be a bestseller. Like, writing this story helped me so much, and maybe it'll help one other person. If not, like, cool, at least it helped me. Like, my YouTube videos don't get very many views, but maybe someday I'll look back on them, right? I'll watch them. Somebody's watching them. It's me. And it kind of reminds me of my great-grandmother before she died. She always used to tell the same stories, and, like, when I was 12 years old, it was kind of annoying. Just because she would repeat the stories. She would tell the story of the time her mom and dad got into a fist fight. This is like the 40s, and then they just dropped her off at some drugstore with like literally a dime, and that was like enough to buy ice cream, I guess. And then they went to the hospital because her mom like beat her dad's head in with a vase, I think it was. Then she'd tell the story about when she found her husband dead, and his bright blue eyes were like staring up at the ceiling. And I'm not laughing at like my great grandpa being dead. I'm laughing at myself. Because that's how I feel, like I'm telling the stories to, like, nobody who's listening. But now I look back, and I'm, like, glad that my great-grandmother told all these stories. And, like, it's like she lives on through me because I know her stories. You know, that's what I think is interesting about posting videos. It's like a time capsule. Like after I'm gone, people can watch these videos. And like my not my story, but my book, yeah, I can live forever through my book. Yes, also. But my message, I guess, my message lives forever. And, you know, I'm transcending death in a way.